So recently a client asked me, I really want to be a coach, Cham, but aren't there too many coaches out there? Because I see them all the time on Facebook and stuff. It seems like there's going to be a lot of competition. And the answer to this question is really three important truths to realize. And this applies not just to coaches, but any type of industry, because every industry has competition. The first truth is that the pie is not limited. So to think that there's only a scarce supply of customers is kind of a scarcity mindset as opposed to abundance mindset. And that's not just some woo-woo kind of thinking, but there's also a lot of fact behind it. So as an example, only 1% of the population actually want a coach. So it's not really about competing for a slice of that 1%. The real challenge and the real focus should be how to carve out of the rest of the 99% of the population, how to inspire them to want a coach, not to just all compete for that slim 1%. As an example, Authentic Education started in 2009, so we've been around for about 8 years. During that time, I would say we've trained about 50,000 different people. That's roughly 50,000 different people. That's a lot. But when you think about it, that's only the same amount of people that went to a football game last week. So an average football stadium in Australia might hold about 50,000 people. So all of our life's work so far, 8 years in business with a team of 12 people, etc., just the same amount of people as a football game. If you compare that to the Australian population, we're talking 0.02%. We've reached 0.02% of the population. We can't even keep up with the population increase. If the population increases at 1%, then we're still 1/50th of the population increase of 1 year. So it's ridiculous. If you think about that, that's where we get the abundance mindset from. The good news is industries to do with a difference maker, being coaches, authors, speakers, workshops, online educators, all of that is expanding at a rapid rate anyways. The number two thing I would say is you're probably seeing a lot of Facebook ads related to coaching because you're in the industry. I mean, Facebook kind of markets according to what you like best. If you're clicking other stuff to do with coaching and personal development and mindset, Facebook's going to show you more of that. So every time you jump on Facebook, you think, wow, there's so many coaches out there. But just realize you're the 1% of the population that's getting all the stuff to do with coaching. The other 99% are getting stuff on, shelving and sports and weight loss and hair and, all this other stuff. The third thing I'd say is that it may seem like coaches are everywhere, but that's because of what we call your RAS, your RAS, your reticular activating system. Because you're on the lookout for it, you can walk down the street and you could think, oh wow, there's so many coaches out here, or there's so many Mazda 2s, but that's because you are a coach or you drive a Mazda 2. That's why you're seeing what your brain is looking for as well. The same person could walk down the street and think, there's so many properties for lease in the city. How can I compete? But that's only because they're looking for it as well. So I hope that really kind of puts to rest some of the fears people have, such as there's too much competition, where in actuality, you're just really seeing what you're looking for. And more importantly, from an abundance mindset, you're not trying to go after that 1%. You're trying to carve out the other 99%. And we all have the ability to carve out the rest of the 99%. You could have coffee with a friend of a friend, and suddenly they're interested in a coach. You didn't take that client from another coach, and you're not competing with them. You're competing with yourself, in essence, to create your customer base, not to compete with someone else and fight for them. So I hope that makes sense. If you want to know a lot more about the mindset it takes to succeed, creating a business from scratch, doing what you love, if you want to know the exact steps to market your product, to actually perfect your communication, to actually package yourself, I recommend coming to the upcoming one-day event, which we run for free now. We have done so for about the last 4 or 5 years. It's called Prosper from Your Passion. We'll explain everything at the course. You don't have to be clear. You don't have to have a precise message or anything like that, or a whole bunch of money. You just have to have a real desire to help people, a general idea of what that may be, and we'll fill in the gaps for you as well. So until we meet again, my name's Cham Tang, the co-founder of Authentic Education, and you don't have to get it right, you just have to get it started. Thanks for watching.